Hey there, it's Michael J again, reporting from Jayburg. And as you can see, in the last episode I've built the lower part, the streets, and I've predicted that we are going to reach about 20,000 people living in our city without leaving our peninsula, and this worked out pretty fine. We are now at 24,000 people living in the city, and I did not change major things since the last video. I've moved our I moved out the electricity production to more renewable energies, and I've also created a couple of water treatment plants instead of the old polluting water pipes. But besides that, the main layout of the city, I did not change a lot. I have continued my path around the city on the waterfront. Spent a lot of time in those little details that I think make a city look more natural, more beautiful. And basically, I've just waited for the areas to fill up, and this has worked quite well. Here's also something that I keep doing, is in the old part, in the first part of the city, I keep replacing single spots of or single areas of 4x4 with high density buildings. I think this is also what would probably naturally happen in a city when it grows. Then the older part of the city is getting slowly rebuilt. This is not going to happen all at once, but really piece by piece, building by building, is going to be replaced by something bigger, something with more people living in it, more dense population. And this is what I'm also trying to recreate. This also helps with the more constant growth, or more slow growth, controlled, if you want to say. Yeah, we can go into the stats and have a short look. As you can see, the growth is really steady, and it's excuse me. It's constantly growing, and I'm trying to keep up with the city services, of course. I have built a couple new schools, elementary schools. The whole city is covered with elementary schools now, and they have just enough capacity for the pupils that we have. Also the high schools, we have almost 5,000 people studying in high schools now, in 5 different high schools. University, I have not built any university yet. This would be a next step in educating our population. The other city services, we have a couple of medical centers. This is not really a lot yet, but we also don't have many sick citizens, so this isn't too bad. This is still enough. For the death care, we had a couple of people dying, of course, after a couple of years after they moved in, but I also planted or built cemeteries around the city and crematoriums. This is all placed around the city, so wherever someone is needed, I hope they are going fast to the place of need. Fire departments is basically, yeah, the same. This is, yeah, there should be another one somewhere in here. They are sometimes a bit slow in putting out fires. Police, we have 4 police stations. It's pretty okay. Nobody is complaining about crime rate, and it's at 7%, which is I think quite okay. We don't have enough jail cells. because at every police station there's only 20 cells and they are all occupied. So we would actually need some more cells or some more police stations. I'm not going to build that. Yeah, this is the moment I have dreamt of, you could say. Because now is actually the time to expand the city. Yeah, looking at the city from above, you can see I've already bought 4 additional tiles, and I think I'm going to buy this one next. And so my plan would be that this part between the rivers is going to be mostly industry, because I guess the harbors are going there. And I think this is the area where we are going to expand our city first, because this looks like something where new people could be living, so suburban, outside of the city center. And we might also look into connecting trains to our city, because you see from the industry I'm getting a lot of complaints. They are mostly about not having enough buyers, and I would hope I can fix that by opening lines to buyers outside of our city by exporting goods. But this is going to be a challenge because there's not really space inside the city center for how do you call it? The cargo terminal, freight terminal. So we will have to expand, I think, to the island first. Just another one. I'm removing those so new industry can build up in the meantime. Yes, so expansion to the island first, to add an industrial area, but mainly export and import area. I think this is going to be. So this needs to be connected very well with streets and with trains. I'm not convinced how I'm going to do that, and this is going to be the suburban area. And for the time being, we have the issue that people will have to come through the main city center to pass from one part to the other, as long as we didn't buy this piece, and then we can also build a street, a bridge over there. Yeah. So this is what I'm going to do, and I think I will just put this into a separate video with some high-speed building, or speeding up the video so you don't get too bored. I just see this is another nice area included in this tile, so this could be another living area, I'd say. So we have industry and connections to the outside world on this island between the rivers, and some more people living over here and some more people living over here. I think this is going to be interesting. So I've talked a lot now without doing much, and yeah, I hope you'll enjoy watching me building the next part of the city. And as I said, I'm going to put that in another video. Oh, just one more thing for this video, for what I consider a review of what we have achieved in the city so far. There's one major flaw in my design. It's this part of the road, and mainly it's this crossing, because there's this major flaw that from the industry here and here, people have to move this way to go into the commercial center to sell their goods, and also to reach the major road of our city. And they will have to go through here, and those will have to go through here. At the same time, all people coming from the highway or going back to the highway have to come this way as well. So there's a major flaw I've created, and this is obviously creating some congestion here. And this is the first thing I'm going to fix, and I hope it's going to be an easy fix, because I just have to connect the major road here directly to the highway, so people living here can go to the highway without passing the commercial zone, and also the lower industry part can connect to the highway without going all through this little center with a commercial district. And I will have to figure out a way to create that road in a way that everybody is going different ways as possible, and this is should help with reducing the traffic in this part. This is the first thing I'm going to do in the next video.